Welcome to 4x4 Wrestling here on Smores Indoors for Wrestlemania Night 2. And I remembered to load the intro tonight, so it's always a positive. I'm here with some familiar faces to you guys. First off, Mr. Dan Shine. Dan, what's going on?
Nothing much. Excited to talk some wrestling.
Yes, me too. Once again, we have Steak Sauce. Steak, what's going on?
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And we got Slaughter Report, Jake, with his title belt there. He just defeated the head of the table and has the belt. So how's it going, Jake? Thanks for being on.
Good. Thanks for having me.
Cool. So night 2, we're back once again. And overall thoughts on night 2? Anybody?
Especially when compared to night 1, it was a pile of dog shit.
See, I actually like this night better, but we'll get into that.
Wow, I'm interested to hear why.
Yeah,
I really am. I mean, I'd say the best match was Sheamus and Riddle.
I would agree.
That wasn't anything spectacular by any stretch. Finish was good.
Yeah,
I did like the finish, but I mean, past that, it was a pretty average Sheamus match, which isn't a bad thing by any stretch. But when that's the best thing you offered all night.
right. Let's see. Ben Grimm agrees with you. Night 1 was better. Great intro, Hayden. Yeah, thank you. And Scatterbrain, what's up? How's it going? Well, let's get into it. The first match of the night, of course, Orton versus Fiend, which did not go anywhere how I thought it was going to go.
What the fuck was that?
You could go right ahead and just say it didn't go anywhere. You could have stopped there.
Yeah, it wasn't a conclusion to anything. I mean,
No.
WrestleMania is supposed to be kind of the payoff.
Yeah.
And that was just, I mean, I don't know. Is she just, I guess, pissed at the Fiend? Is she going to go with Orton? I don't know. Is the Fiend not mean enough? I don't know what to make of that. It's a cool visual. She is Jesus now.
Is she Sister Abigail now? Are we finally going to get that?
I don't know. Basically, for anyone that didn't see it, Fiend pretty much had the match in hand. And Alexa shows up on top of this
Jack in the
Box that the Fiend came out of initially, and kind of had a crown on with black blood running down her face, if you want to call it blood. And he was kind of stunned, and Orton hits an RKO and gets the win. Exactly not what I expected.
So, this was the Fiend's big comeback, right?
Yeah.
So, you bring the Fiend back just to have him lose to Orton at WrestleMania. I mean, that's not really doing much for him.
They've never done much for him.
I mean, this wasn't as bad as Goldberg squashing him, but it was close. I mean, it was just a segment. It wasn't even a match. I barely even consider that a match. It was just a segment.
At least it wasn't cinematic.
Yeah.
First thing I want to say about it, though, Ben mentions here, back to the old costume. I wanted to see that burnt.
Yeah. He was more like a Shield version of the Fiend. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
I noticed that math.
Frankly, yeah. Frankly, though, if that's all they were going to give us, why not give us a fucking cinematic match?
Over that, I would agree.
It still would have sucked, but at least it would have been, halfway inventive.
Yeah, get some effects in there or something.
Or do what they did with fucking Cena last year, just to get him off the show for a little while. Randy, just go to an island for 3 months, chill out.
Yeah.
Whenever that tar blood or whatever the fuck that shit was shooting out of her head started coming down, I immediately had a flashback to Ultimate Warrior Papa Shango, and it was bleeding from his head to some black blood shit. So I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. He should have came out. That'd have been something.
At that point, I would have taken that. Let Papa Shango run in and just clear house. I mean, it's just, again, maybe some people will find that a cool visual. Maybe you could have closed somehow like that, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, it was just a very basic match, and then a big question mark that I don't see anybody being that
The
happy
big
with.
reveal is the Black Blood is back. Papa Shango is behind it all.
Yeah.
I don't think he's leaving the strip club for that. So,
Well, we're getting it again, so I don't know. Maybe that's why we got WrestleMania Backlash. That one will
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
yeah.
milking it to the max, I guess.
Hayden's asking here if you can watch a replay. I guess immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But one thing with that match was Wyatt's like no selling all his moves, and then an RKO is what. I thought.
Him, yeah.
Silly.
So yeah, that was the open to the show. Not the high point for me, I will say that. The first two weren't the high point. So of course we followed that masterpiece up with Natalia and Tamina versus Nia and Shayna. Shayna with the Caribou to clutch on Natty to get the win. This match was first off way too long. And,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Shayna's got to get her ass away from those three.
Well, my thing with this is, irregardless of obviously, I think Tamina's garbage and Natalia's just boring at this point. But irregardless, if you were going to present them as sympathetic baby faces, why didn't you do any kind of build for that? They were heels last I saw on TV and just not at the top of the card heels, quite frankly. So it just it's like they just decided to do this last minute. I mean, why not have the Riot Squad in there? Even if they were going to lose, I mean, I love the Riot Squad, but even if they were going to lose, it would have been a better match. I mean, I don't get it.
The fucking crowd would have gave at least a little bit of a shit had it been the Riot Squad.
Oh.
I mean, that's the quietest they were both nights was that fucking match.
Yeah.
Like it was, and it was like audible. Like it was, the lack of noise was audible.
Well, the crowd would have went wild had Tamina had slammed Nia, but they said she slammed her. She picked her up and dropped her. That was pretty much all she did to her.
Those bad knees, yeah. I mean, you could tell that they gave it their all. Again, it was way too long, but they gave us no reason to care. Whatsoever. It was heels against heels.
Yeah, and let them give it their all on fucking main event. Okay.
Yeah.
And even if you have somebody that we care about, like who really cares about any of them for?
I mean, I said it. Yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, they're not great champions, but anyone in that turmoil match the night before would have been a much better matchup. Much more engaging anyway. I mean, Mandy and Dana aren't the best in the ring, but you like them.
Yeah. I mean, Mandy's at least had a popular storyline in recent memory, but I don't get it. Shayna could still be, I mean, they've got to really get her away and start booking her as a beast again. If they do, you can make money with her. But.
They at least don't fucking make her wacky in the ring.
Yeah.
In the ring, she's still a killer, which, I mean, there's something to say for that at least,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, like I said, Nia and Shayna got the win there. The next match was KO versus Sami Zayn, which was actually my favorite match of the night. Just in terms of a match. KO got the win with a stunner, and I always like watching those two go at it, and they do a great job. Sure, they were having fun out there. So, your guys' thoughts on that match?
Well, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have had some classics in WWE and away from WWE. I mean, they have had. Go look at their ladder match from Steen Wolf. I mean, probably the best ladder match I've ever seen. So this was no different. They had a really good match. Again, did it live up to their classics? No. But it was a fun, really good match. Turned the show around because we got off to a wretched start. Mm-hmm. I mean, Logan Paul, they booked that like they should. If you're gonna have Logan Paul, have him eat a stunner. So
yeah, he took a pretty good bump on that.
Yeah, and he didn't just get right up afterwards either. Yeah, like Dan said, I mean, it was fun. It was good. They're always good together, but it didn't compare to the match they had in NXT, or 26. I mean, when the roles were reversed, any of that shit. But it's fine. It was good. The best part was Logan Paul getting a stunner.
It's just cookie cutter at this point with him too.
Yeah. And what's great about that though is we witnessed tonight something we witnessed back at WrestleMania 23. A man that eventually will go into the Hall of Fame and become the United States president. Took a Stone Cold Stunner tonight.
23 million followers. He very well may.
I hope I'm dead by then. So, Jake, Greg, you guys have any more thoughts on that match?
I mean, I thought it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was just cookie cutter to me. I mean, it's everything that you've seen before. It wasn't bad, but just more of the same.
I kind of agree. And then I was talking back and forth with a friend. How many times have we seen them two go at it? And they put these matches, or this whole card really, the same matches that we see every Monday, Friday nights. And back in the day, like Rock and Austin, they rarely crossed paths. But when they did, you knew it was something special. And I feel like a lot of that's missing today. Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It's just I've seen it 100,000 times.
Well, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's their fault because they decided, we'll take that extra little bit of money for that third hour of Raw. Yeah. So, like, you just have so much fucking TV time, and there's time with the network you have to fill now. And they've somehow decided to add more pay-per-views. I mean, back when Rock and Austin were running around, it was still 12. Like, that's – I mean, I would like less than 12, but, like, 12 should be the absolute most any company runs in a calendar year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, they were both top guys, but one of them could have the title, and the other one could, and he was, had another program going on, a top program. I feel like it's title or nothing. There's not like another big picture main event quality.
They don't. That was the one thing with Russo. Most of the shit he wrote was stupid, but at least everyone had something to do. There was like a coherent. Semi-coherent, storyline for D'Lo Brown, and X-Pac and Val Venus, all those fucking guys too. So, people
cared, though, like you cared about the first match on the card all the way up,
and I think there was a little more believability with some of the lower card guys. Yeah, well, they could mix it up with, Rock and maybe not win, but like Al Snow, he had a feud with Al Snow.
Yeah.
And almost got him over. Almost.
So the next match, a couple of you guys said was your match of the night, Sheamus versus Riddle. I had to agree with Ben Grimm here. It would have been higher for me, but there were a lot of botches in it.
Botchamania.
Yeah. So, but Sheamus wins the U.S. title with Matt Riddle went for a moonsault off the ropes and right into a bro kick, and
that was
he got a busted lip on it.
Cool. That was cool.
But it was a awesome match beyond the botches. So, but you guys go ahead.
Well, I thought it was a fantastic match. It did have the one botch where he went up for white noise off the top.
Yeah.
But that was the only major botch I saw. I mean, for the most part, I thought that was actually a hell of a match. Now, again, back to the TV time thing, we've seen them, I think, have like at least 4 lengthy one-on-one matches just in the last month or so, month or two. So
didn't they have one the week before?
yeah, they had it. Yeah, last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What
they
the
did it
hell?
last. Now I think this was arguably the best. I did think it was an excellent match. Not a lot of build for this one though. Again, like Owens and Zayn, this had a little more build, I guess, but you know, a lot of these things had like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to build, and that's it.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of funny. Like most of what I bitched about before Saturday was, I guess, this night really, just a bunch of shit kind of thrown together. But I mean, then you did have Fiend and Orton and the Universal title match, but everything else was like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, this is what we're doing.
Right. Any other thoughts on that one before I move on?
I'll be in the minority. I didn't care for it. I don't care for either of them guys. Riddle's either really good or really bad for me.
Yeah.
I feel like he botched a lot tonight. So
I love Sheamus. I love just watching him beat the shit out of people, and I love people beating the shit out of him because you can see it. You know.
Yeah, it shows up on it. I hope at the end of this, like, I'm not saying he has to completely change his character, but Riddle now, maybe this can be like, I mean, I hate to reference a much bigger moment, but like a Stone Cold Steve Austin moment where he got the shit kicked out of him, but, you know, now he's going to, you know, ascend and it'd be a little bit more of a badass.
Yeah,
I
think they teased that a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so.
He made his angry face, so.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's almost got the old Ken Shamrock gimmick, you know, like he gets pissed off and snaps, and you know, but pothead that snaps.
I don't know, man. I just need to see him put some fucking boots on.
Yeah.
what about RVD handing out his rolling papers?
Yeah,
that was great.
I must have missed that.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna make him more serious, just have him team with RVD. They'll be over.
Bring RVD back and have him fucking win the tag belts.
I think the way it looked later in the night when they introduced the Hall of Fame people, I think Khali might have used those rolling papers because he was kind of staggering around up there. But I don't know. Possible. So next up we have Big E versus Apollo for the Intercontinental title match, Intercontinental title in a Nigerian drum match, which we found out was just a hardcore match with drums around the ring.
And I think they just found out before the show.
Apollo won with the help of some big ass dude. Do you know who that was, Dan, or any of you?
That's his name, some big ass dude.
Yeah, Daba Kato. They pretended like they've never seen him before, but he was big on the Raw Underground thing. He was like Shane's heavy on that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's also Polish, so I'm not sure why he's a Nigerian guard.
He's Nigerian now. Okay.
Those guys were pretty vicious with those kendo sticks, though, I gotta say.
Yeah, honestly, it was fine, but I think the gimmick, we would have had a better match if it was just a one-on-one match. Those two have actually, you know, been really good together. I think all the drum stuff and everything. I mean, it was a fine hardcore match. Yeah. You know, I thought the step bump was pretty brutal. So
I think that, I mean, like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could have absolutely used stipulation. And you could have made this just a straight up one-on-one. It would have made more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen Owens and Zayn enough. They could have done something there.
Yeah. I wanted to see that big fat fucking Canadian jump off that stage. God damn it.
Yeah. No pirate ship bump. I was disappointed in that.
No.
Actually, I do want to ask something. I don't know if you already talked about it. How'd y'all like Hogan's little costume there in the beginning? Isn't that the Hogan you always wanted to see?
Yeah, the black guy's not allowed on his boat, apparently. That's what we got from all that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, well, And not only do you have to host with a black guy, you got to wear a pirate suit. So,
as long as my check's gonna clear, brother.
Oh God. So the second to last match, women's match, actually probably my second favorite match. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Asuka came out, looked like she had a Jason mask on.
Yeah.
But I thought they had a really a good hard-hitting match, and Rhea Ripley wins the Raw Women's title with the Riptide for the win. So
that's another good finish.
I didn't like that finish. I thought it was too quick, honestly.
I liked it because it was one finisher and you got pinned.
Yeah.
There's too much kicking out of finishers, so I think that's why.
Especially on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Finishes don't mean anything. Mania.
Yeah.
It just looked weird to me, like how because they were in that transition where she was trying to submit her and then just kind of just grabs her out of nowhere and puts it on her. I think she could have like threw her under the ropes, threw a kick or something first to at least stun her.
Yeah.
I think that's what I didn't like about it.
Well, one thing I did like, I like having two, relatively fresh women to the main roster at the top now to break up it's always Charlotte. It's always, we just had those three, Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, and Becky before she got pregnant. It just got stale. I think both Bianca and Rhea are awesome. So freshen up that picture a little bit. They've both proven that they can have main event level matches. So I was happy with this. I think Rhea needed the belt. Asuka is awesome, but they've not done shit with her for a while.
Did anyone else think that Rhea's live band kind of sucked?
Yeah, I was going to bring it up.
Most live bands at Mania suck, though. I don't know why, but
yeah,
I don't know if
good to look at, but other than
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the little flash at the end there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I overall I thought they had a pretty good match, and I'm sure we'll see them again about 5 times in the next month. So
maybe tomorrow night.
Yeah, possible. So right before the main event, we had Titus and Hulk back out, and Bayley joins them, and she's kind of running them down, and then here came the Bella Twins, and Bayley had line of the night saying, "What are you doing out here? John Cena's not here tonight."
The Bellas were getting booed.
Yeah.
Nobody ever liked the fucking Bellas. Any like they've rewritten it like they were fucking beloved, roster members, and no one fucking liked them. They can't talk, they can't wrestle. There's fucking like broads that don't watch wrestling that like them. I love wrestling. I watch Total Divas all the time.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Go fuck yourself.
There are, and that's very strange because I do know people that watched that show that don't watch wrestling at all, which is kind of mind blowing to me. Why would you watch a supposed reality show about wrestlers if you don't even watch wrestling? It never made any sense. No, I always was disappointed when they were in some big storyline or feud. I never cared.
Yeah, because they've rewritten them as if they were beloved members and that they had anything to fucking do with the revolution.
No.
Women's revolution. They are the poster children for what the fuck was wrong with women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I'll say, and they're positive about them, is that I thought Nikki improved over the years, but
sure,
that was about it.
Yeah, they both got passable, but neither one was ever good.
Yeah, no. But I mean, look who they had to fucking kind of give them tips and tricks.
Oh right,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Brie must have really sucked because she never got better. She had Daniel Bryan to talk to every night.
Yeah, I think everybody was hoping we get Becky. We did.
Yeah, that was much better. So.
But she did just have a baby, so
No. Well, she could have. Why don't you shut your fucking mouth and punched her in the face? She didn't have to like wrestle a match. Christ.
Yeah. So the final match of the night, of course, Universal title. Champion Roman Reigns defended against Daniel Bryan and Edge. And pretty wild match throughout, in and out of the ring. And ended up with Roman winning, hitting a concerto on Edge and covering both guys and getting the win, which I was happy with him hanging on to it, I think.
Who the fuck would have called that?
Yeah.
Two guys, you kind of wince a little bit taking that, but
Right.
I thought he was going to drop the belt. I'm glad he didn't. Roman is just on such a hot streak right now. Glad he didn't. I thought for a second when they kept lingering on the ring, I'm like, I wonder if Rock's music's going to hit and we're going to get that year build, like the Cena Rock build.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought, I wonder if they'll do this.
One thing I thought was interesting is I think we kind of talked before about this match that, maybe Daniel Bryan was in there too. So Roman or Edge didn't get the pin, but Roman pinned both of them, so it really didn't matter. So,
yeah, it was probably just a backup just to make sure Edge was, he looked great tonight. I'll give him that. I thought he looked really good, but probably just a precaution, really.
Yeah. Let's see. Brian Trash, hey, what's up?
Hey, Brian.
Ben says he called the Reigns winning. Thought Edge and Bryan were going into a feud. So I don't know. I could see them when's Hell in the Cell? When's that come up?
No, that's fall.
October.
Okay.
Usually.
I could see them running that back again where Jey Uso can't get involved or something, somehow.
Well, they'll just have a WrestleMania Backlash match.
They might.
Why do they do that? They were like a decent title for a pay-per-view, and they just, no, let's ruin it.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, WrestleMania was like the reset, not like, it's another.
Backlash should be like some amalgamation of like two different Mania matches. I mean, other than like Mania 20, Backlash in 04 was they just redid that triple threat main event. But like I remember, was it 07? I think John Cena and Shawn Michaels fought at Mania, and then it was a fatal 4-way at Backlash with adding Edge and Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's always it's similar but plus, know, and
so,
fucking From there, they kind of forge their own paths of different feuds or whatever. But now let's run the same card again. That's good.
Does anybody have like an early prediction on what the main event will be next year? I know that's always a popular thing. Like, what direction might they go?
I'm still doubling down on Reigns and Rock. But
I think that would be a good one.
He can, I think that's what it'll be. But you can't have the title in the picture, though, for that.
No. This is going to be very much like a Hogan Rock thing, but
the
roles reversed.
CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
I don't think that's really gonna be a huge shock because he's gonna show up somewhere at this point. But man, getting your ass handed to you twice, that's taken some of the and hosting a failed I don't care what he says, it's a WWE talk show, a failed one. That takes some of the shine off of a return. Yeah. People will pop, but
I don't care at this point. Like like you said, after that show got canceled, it killed any momentum he had. Even after like the first episode he was on, it's like, all right, that's fine, it's good enough.
Yeah,
he was edgy.
Yeah,
I actually did just find Edge's response to the Bray Wyatt match. This was what I came up with.
Oh, let me pull it up here. Yeah, that's about right. That was quick. You pulled that off there quick.
I mean, I actually was looking for one with the Roman Reigns with the thing in his mouth when they had him in the crossface, but I know there's going to be memes about that.
Yeah, I thought that was when that piece broke off the chair. I thought it was just a random event, but I guess that was set for him to use it.
I thought that was great.
But, yeah, it was a fun main event.
I enjoyed it.
It just what a crappy start. I mean, for the most part, they rebounded, but God, this first two matches, it sort of sucked the energy out a little bit. It took a little while to get it back. Even Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they kind of got it towards the end of the match, but you could tell, like, I think people were just like, what the hell still from that opener.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. So what would you guys, if you're grading this night, what would you give tonight's?
I got to go a C+.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a D.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm with that for WrestleMania. It's a D for me.
I'd probably give it a. Just to me, I don't know why. Like the matches from KO on were decent to me, so I gave it. I'll give it a B.
I don't know. I'm no teacher, but I'll give it an 18 out of 30.
I'll have to figure that out here shortly. I'll post that on the Facebook once I figure out what it is.
I would say that's a C.
That's like a really good looking, all right looking bitch.
Okay. So you're not going to Tamina level. You're going I don't know. Whatever. Never mind.
I feel like it just left too many questions. Like something happened at like the end of almost every match, minus maybe the Asuka and Ripley match, where you're like, okay, so what now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ben missed the grand entrances. Yeah.
I figure the weather had to play into that a little bit.
That's possible.
Yeah, I was. It was who really got one that was like anything special. Fiend.
Part of the problem was Cena and Triple H weren't on the card, so there were no grand entrances.
Well, yeah, there's no superstars now. There's like, what the fuck what are any of these guys left known for?
That's true.
You know, like there's not like Triple H is a fucking. He thinks he's cool, so skulls are everywhere. Or, he rides a 3-wheeler like a fucking 60-year-old.
I mean, I guess the biggest comeback legend on the card was Shane.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny come in on a
right.
truck. So.
That's right.
Well, yeah, and credit to Bad Bunny. He obviously trained. I expected that to be a throwaway match, and who would have thought Fiend and Orton would be the throwaway match, and that would actually be pretty entertaining.
What the hell, man?
Hogan should have came out on his pirate ship. That'd been.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have brought Kairi Sane in to be the fucking someone's replacement partner for that tag match.
Yeah.
Have her come out on the fucking pirate ship.
I would have been even happy if Hogan would have came out on the Thunder in Paradise boat. That would have been good for me.
Anybody old enough would have popped for that for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I gotta say, I'm fucking still annoyed that the Bellas had to ruin Bailey's night. The fucking Bella twins. Of all fucking people.
The good news is they didn't look like they were in ring shape, so I don't think we have to worry.
You said last night, I think, if only the Bellas had come out, like that would have been something at least. But yeah, they were. I think they're both like real fresh mommies again. So
yeah. I would have taken them over Tamina and Natalia, to be honest. Go ahead and just
Sad to say, but anyway, I say overall both nights it was fun to see people back in the crowd. Yeah. That was like a big addition for me, and so that was awesome. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, I was just going to say, if you took out a few matches and it was just the usual long-ass WrestleMania, it actually would have been pretty good. If you subtracted a few things, it actually would have been really good as one show. Take away Turmoil, take away the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
Orton, and you had a pretty solid WrestleMania.
I think, too, if it was all one night, a lot of that crap would have been shorter. And, like that Tamina Natalia match would have been way shorter, probably. And that would have helped.
Why did that get so much time?
I don't know.
The only answer I have for that is it was just hey, thank you for your service sort of thing for Natalia.
You could have thanked him at half the time.
I feel like that match got more time than the Turmoil match the night before.
It did.
And I mean, it would have been nice too, though. Like, thank you. And now you're gonna put these two over as monsters, and they're gonna retire you both.
Yeah.
Just stay off our televisions. Thank you. We love you and everything, but we're done with you.
So, do you guys have any predictions for Raw tomorrow night? Any new additions, new faces?
Well, this is one year where it does seem there's going to be a couple big call-ups. Io Shirai, possibly. Ooh. Maybe Adam Cole finally. I know a lot of people think there's going to be like a long feud with Kyle O'Reilly, and goddamn, I wouldn't mind seeing that. But I mean, at this point, he's definitely going to be a main eventer for him. He'll be a big main event heel. So
I think they need to leave Adam Cole right where he is.
You can make that case.
If Vince McMahon sees teeny tiny little Adam Cole,
yeah.
He's not that small.
No,
though.
He's tiny. He's fucking tiny.
I don't know. I'd have to Google his height because I thought he'd be like 5'10" or so.
He's scrawny too, though. But
yeah, he is.
Maybe he is closer to 5'10" than he looks. But I mean, I like him. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like for his sake.
We know what Ben's watching.
As much as I wouldn't like it, I could see Balor coming back up.
That's who I was gonna.
Just so they can bury him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he could stay healthy. Just like that's the thing. I think Dolph Ziggler got caught in the same thing. Like they fire it, we're gonna put the belt on you, pal. And then the night they do it, you get hurt.
Yeah.
He just had bad luck. Yeah. When he was with Vicky Guerrero that year, I can't remember what main evented, but those two were a hot act. Yeah. He really should have been the main event that year.
Yeah. Yeah, Finn had a hell of a start on the main roster, but that injury killed him. Yeah. So.
And he came back from the injury and he was just smiling all the time.
Yeah. I want to shout out the Patreons here, the patrons here. Campfire Companions, we got two of them in the house tonight. Slaughter Port and Steak Sauce, along with Adrian Kittredge. Our baked boosters are Dan, who's also in the house, Christian Hannah Horror, Lance Lust, and our microwave minions here, Oric, Jay the Stingray, our buddy Andrew, Lauren Dixon, Scatterbrain, who's in the chat, Hayden Cornelius, who has a wild-ass show if you've not checked it out, Mike Hughes over there in Liverpool, and our buddy Jess Graham. So thank you all for contributing to this show every month. So appreciate you guys that are here with me tonight, too. Starting tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern, we're back with Art Bell for 5 straight nights. And we're going to be doing Art Bell Classics. And tomorrow night we have Art's interview with Whitley Strieber about communion. Tuesday night is UFO sightings. So we'll update you from there for the rest of the week. Friday night we have a poll for the episode on Patreon. I think Nostradamus is winning for Friday night. So last check. So let's go around the horn here and let everyone shout out their channel. Greg, tell me about Slackercast.
We're gonna try to get the wing challenge together this Tuesday evening.
You guys are starting with Zaxby's, is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna do like restaurants that most everybody has around the area, and like typically people don't order the hottest wings off of it, so we're just gonna grab like the wings and each of the sauces from the hot to the hottest, and get our go around with each of the local restaurants in the area here, and try to entertain some people.
Cool. Check that out for sure. Steak Sauce, executive producer Steak Sauce, I should say. Tell us about Off the Grill.
We have the Off the Grill podcast Mondays, 7:30 p.m. in the East. This week I've got a big unboxing from Arrow to do from their recent sale. I'll probably do a little more long-form screaming into the camera about WrestleMania. And we'll see what else from there.
Awesome. Everybody check that out. Slaughterport, another executive producer, although he's not being as egotistical to put it on his name. What's coming up on I watched your video with Mr. Lost Cunningham the other day about Godzilla versus Kong. It was a fun watch. What else you got coming up?
Nothing really. I got to get with him again. We're going to do some more stuff. It's just topics. If I do anything with him, it's topics are an issue because he's about like Hayden and doesn't watch anything. So, having something to talk about. But, so yeah.
That's cool. Hope we do. It's good to see Timmy
yes,
out there. So, miss seeing him. Dan, Flesh Wound.
Yes, Flesh Wound features on YouTube. We've got towards the end of the month, we have a full moon show with Christian Hanna Horror. We're reviewing some Triple X movies with Hayden Cornelius, and we've got what else we have? We have a Vinegar Syndrome show coming up, some Blu-ray reviews, video game week, which will be interesting, and all that good stuff.
Awesome. I'll definitely check all that out. Greg, by the way, when we go off the air, you don't have to immediately leave. I was just going to let you know that. There you go. Some love for Steak Sauce. Executive producer Steak Sauce. So.
What about me?
Jess Graham loves you.
Oh, Jess fucking Graham, my man. Hello, Jess Graham.
Thank you, Jess, for hopping in with us tonight. But guys, I want to thank you again for watching tonight. Hope you had a fun WrestleMania weekend. And until we see you, or at least I see you tomorrow night,